Hello, welcome to Two Madmins Podcast. A new week, a new episode. Accidents happen every time, anywhere. But how prepared are you when an accident happens in your home? Today on the podcast, we are treating 17 clinical items you need in your home. Yes, 17. With these items, you are safe anytime accident happens. Welcome back. This is Two Madmins Podcast. 17 clinical items you need in your home. Today on the podcast, I have Amanda Jibril. What's up?
I did. Thank you for
Welcome.
having me. Thank you.
I love your hair.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah. So you have been in this industry of helping Ghanaians with first aid kits.
Yeah.
And you're doing so great.
Thank you.
Before we start our conversation on 17 clinical items that every home needs, tell me something small about your company. The world needs to know your company.
Okay, so we've been in existence for a year now. It turned 1 year in February. So the name of the business is Madam Fo.
Madam Fo, yeah.
My friend, that's our local Twi language. So we felt that when emergencies occur, people now have to rush to the pharmacies, or sometimes if it's during the night, they now have to wait till the next morning before they seek medical help. So we thought that we don't have this first aid culture, so why not we instill or let's say campaign towards this whilst we sell this medical equipment to our prospective clients.
And you guys are doing great.
Thank you very
I remember I did this photo shoot for your product, and some of the things I saw in there were, Charlie, they were dope. They were dope.
Actually.
So I'm really happy that a young setup is also embarking on this particular thing that Ghanaians don't put attention to, our first aid culture. They are doing great.
Thank you
So
very
today,
much.
17 clinical items needed in our home.
Yeah.
I don't have the 17,
Yeah,
but
you
I want to
don't.
learn from you today. Then I start getting these items
Okay.
for emergency sake.
No, you should buy from us.
Yeah, I'll
We
buy
have
from-
everything fully stocked.
Chill.
The first aid
True.
kits. Yeah.
True. I'll get one after the show.
Oh, thank you.
So what is first aid?
Okay, so first aid is basically a first-hand treatment that you offer someone in case of emergencies or injuries or care. So it could be right from minor injuries, cuts, and all those things that occur normally at home, workplaces. Yeah, basically that.
How important is first aid?
So as mentioned earlier on, there are things that could be avoided. Actually, let's say you have a cut and blood is oozing. You could stop that blood from too much flow of it, like losing a lot of blood, before you seek medical help or before you get to a medical facility. So that's how important it is. Certain things could be avoided. Let's say certain deaths or certain occurrences could be avoided. That's how important first aid is to everybody. Yeah.
Okay. So with the 17, I want you to take it one after the other. So I'm going to give us the 17, like 2 at a go. Then give us the importance of those 2 items. Then you roll like that as we go on. So the first 2 clinical items that we need at home. Give us the
So,
name and the importance.
Thank you very much. I would start with the digital thermometer, which is very important, especially, let's say, for families, people who have babies, because you know that babies, their temperatures rise very, very quickly. The moment something is wrong, you realize that in an hour or two, their temperature is so high, and it's rising of temperatures have killed a lot of babies, because you have to know the temperature of your kid. So the first thing I would say is the digital thermometer. So once you don't feel okay, you don't feel fine, you have to check your temperature to know that, okay, I'm doing okay. That is averagely 36 point, highest 5. So the moment is like 37 and over, you have to immediately seek medical help or find out what's the immediate thing to do before you seek medical help. Then we have the cotton. Cotton is very important. We use it in our everyday lives.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people use it for cleaning their faces and all that. So basically, in case of minor cuts and all that, you use the cotton to normally dab the wounds all over the whatever the cut is. So we use cotton for quite a lot of things. We usually use it to apply, let's say, spirits on the wounds and all that. So yeah, those are the first 2 items that I would have to mention.
With the digital thermometer, why digital thermometer? Why digital? Can't you use any other thermometer?
Oh, yeah, of course. Let me address that. So you have the infrared thermometer, you have the digital thermometer. So any at all works. But for us, this is what we have in our first aid kit for now. That is for families and homes.
Okay.
And all that. Yeah. So you could use any sort of thermometer to check your temperature. So far as it's checking your temperature,
Okay.
that is
Okay. So the next two.
The next two. So we have gloves.
Okay.
We have gloves, which is very important. So sometimes when you have common injuries, you don't have to add a lot other extra germs or something to it. So it's very important that you apply gloves to your fingers so that you don't also get germs from the sore coming into your fingers and all that. So gloves are very important that you put them on before you start even touching anything in the first aid kit. Then we can look at spirits, which is very important. Common cuts and all that. That's the first thing that you do after you use it to dab the sore so that it stops the flow of blood. So that's the other two that we are looking at. So we've looked at 4 items, right? Okay.
Then the gloves, which one again?
So we have cotton swabs. Cotton swabs.
It's different from the original cotton you said.
Yeah, cotton swabs normally that you assume and all
Okay,
that.
okay.
Exactly.
That's the name.
Yeah, that's the name, cotton swabs.
You see, I never knew it. That's the name.
So cotton swabs could be used for the ears and all that. Sometimes people use it too in case you don't want to use the soil is not so big. You don't want to use the
Bigger cotton.
You could use it to dab
Okay.
tinily on it, and for your ears, sometimes something gets into the ears. It will be the first thing that you have to clean up the ears before. Then we have safety pin. Yes, we have safety pin, which is equally very important. So we have anytime maybe you are trying to use how do they call it? Let's say you are using oh my. So you want to fold some, let's say you want to bandage, okay, you're using bandage on your wound. So you don't, sometimes it comes with this pin, but the pins are not so strong to hold up whatever you are folding up. Okay, so mostly you have to use the pin to hold it up so that everything will be okay. So now we have like 6 items. We've mentioned 6.
Yes, 6.
Yeah.
So we are still learning 17 clinical items you need in your home in case of emergency. We'll be right back after this break. Hello, welcome back. This is Two Madness Podcast. We are discussing 17 clinical items you need in your home in case of emergency. And I have Amanda Jibril. She is the founder of Madame Fo. They are producers of first aid kits around Ghana, everywhere. They have this dope first aid kit. It has so many things. 17 clinical items are in this first aid kit. And today she's teaching us the use of all these items in the first aid kit. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
So the next 2 items.
The next 2 items. So we have plaster roll. Plaster roll is almost the same as the typical plaster that we use, but these ones, they are the rounded ones.
Yeah.
So whichever one you want to use, you could use it. So after you are done dressing your wound and all that, you could use it on it to cover up the wound. So we have the plaster roll. So with a plaster roll, like I said, it's not any much different from the normal plaster. So we equally have the plaster as well. So whichever way you think that works for you, you can use any of those two.
Okay.
Yeah.
The next one.
So we have the Gentin Violet.
Okay, the
Gentin Violet. So after you are done using the spirit to dab the wound and then stop the flow of blood, you use the Gentin Violet to apply on it. So it's supposed to, in a way, kill the wound. Sometimes people use other ones. We have other things that people use. I can't mention them because they are higher medical items, okay? But they have other things, external things that are being used when you get to the hospital. But for a first-hand treatment, using the Gentin Violet is okay. Then we have the diclofenac gel. So it could be diclofenac gel because that is the name, but it's basically like heat gel. So in case you fall down, there is a little twist in your arms, you are feeling pains, you are so tired and all that. When you get home, you take a shower and then you rub it slightly on wherever you feel the pain and all that. So those are first-hand treatments. You are playing football, you twist your leg and all that. Those are the first things that you should do to yourself before you seek further medical help.
Okay. And what's the other 2 things again?
So we have the gauze bandage. The gauze bandage is very, very important. So situations like I mentioned earlier on, external blood flow, like accidents happen and all that. Those are in situation of accident. There's so much blood oozing and all that. You have to do something. In such circumstances, you are not now going to use the gentian violets and be going through all that process. So you have to make sure that you are stopping the flow of blood. So you could use the gauze bandage to wrap it, and then make sure at least you are pushing back the blood inside so that you don't lose a lot of blood. And typically for a first hand treatment, when you're using the gauze bandage, minor injuries, sores and all that, after dressing the wound, using the whatever you are using, adding all the penicillin. I think penicillin. I didn't want to make people use penicillin on wounds to kill it. So after dressing it and all that, so you wouldn't want things interfering with the wound and all that. You use the gauze bandage. It's very whitish. For those who don't know it, it's very soft, kind of cotton. So you just use it to wrap around the wound. So mostly too, people use it in situations where you don't want to be dressing the wound every day.
Okay.
Every day. So like 2 or 3 days time, and then or something like that. So you wrap it so that a lot of things, water and things are not interfering with it. So you just use it to wrap, and then you are good to go.
The penicillin you mentioned not being good for putting on the wounds. Why that? Because I've tried that before.
No, I'm not saying it's no good.
I'm good?
Saying that, but for us, I think those are external users.
Well, okay.
For the purpose of Madame for first aid kits, those are basic treatments. I think for penicillin, it should be something that should be recommended by a doctor or something.
Okay.
In as much as we have doctors on our team,
okay,
I would recommend it should be an external something.
Okay.
Then we have the bandage, which is very popular. I'm sure almost everybody has used bandage before. So like mentioned earlier on, you've twisted your hand or something, it holds the bone. Let's say that your bone has shifted, it holds the bone back to its position. So when you tie it around wherever the area, it shifts the bone back to its normal state.
Okay, so this is Tumadu's podcast. Kindly subscribe to our channel. Click on the subscribe button and notification bell. Anytime we upload video, you get a notification on your gadget. Kindly do that. We'll be right back after this break. Welcome back. This is Tumadu's podcast. Kindly subscribe to our channel. Then hit the notification bell. We are still discussing 17 clinical items you need in your home in case of emergency. And I have Amanda Jibril. She's the founder of Madame For. They are producers of First Aid Kit. So she has mentioned so many of the items. It's left with four more items to go. I'm enjoying this conversation.
Thank you.
So give me the next two.
Okay, so we have antiseptic, so which is basically for killing germs. So sometimes you want to use water to touch a particular area, you just add a little bit of antiseptic. So we have a particular brand we add. I don't want to mention it for some purposes.
Okay.
So you just add it to the water. So sometimes, let's say after 2 days of common injuries, you want to treat it and then clean it and apply a little bit of heatish warm water on it. You just use a white towel or something, add a little bit of antiseptic to the water, and then you clean up the wound or the wound area. Okay. Then we have the paracetamol, which is very basic for everybody. That is what normally we use like painkillers. You are having pain, slight headache. Headache could be associated with anything at all. You can't tell, but we don't recommend external painkillers. Those should be basic. Paracetamol is very basic. So it's the first thing that you could take in case you are feeling pains, any part of your body, headache, whatsoever. Then before you seek further medical health care, that is very important. So I'm just still touching on that. And then we have scissors. Scissors. Everything in the face, and mostly you have to cut open let's say the plaster roll, the bandage and all those things. You have to use the scissors, which is very important. And finally we have translocates, stroke liver salt. So liver salt is, you've overeaten, sometimes you are feeling uneasy, so you just take it to ease yourself from gastric injections and all that. When you are feeling so all over, you feel uncomfortable. And then with the translocates, you are having stomach pains and all that. Those are very basic. You shouldn't take anything external from those things because you don't even know what exactly is happening to you. But for the purpose of first-hand treatment, before it turns something else, or let's say it happens at night, you don't know what to do. You wouldn't want to be waiting and going through that whole pain till the next morning. So those are very, very basic things that you could take, and then whilst you wait to seek further medical health care.
Okay. So these are the 17 clinical items that you need in your homes in case of emergency. So, Madam, for you are connected to doctors.
Yeah, we have a team of one doctor and one nurse on our team.
Okay, so how do somebody who has bought your kit connect to a doctor or a nurse on your team?
Okay, so you don't necessarily have to connect to the doctor or anybody on the team. So for us, you buy the kit, we instruct you on how to use the basic, we call them very basic items. We instruct you on how to use them. So for external reasons, that is when you could contact our health team. But we strongly advise that those are very basic items, like I keep stating. So after you go through using any of that, the next thing you should do is seek medical care.
Okay.
Yeah, and we are not a hospital, so I wouldn't say that you should call our medical. They are there for advisory purposes mostly, advising the whole product and whatever we put in our kit. Mostly those are the roles that they play.
Okay. So the packages, you have different kinds of kits.
Yeah.
Can you give us the breakdown of the different packages?
Okay, so we started with the 200 cedis box, which is for offices and restaurants and all that. And then we have the 150 one, which is for homes. So we designed each package to suit a particular class of people. And then we have the 80 cedis one,
okay,
which is for basically, let's say the singles. You are traveling, you are going on a trip or something, you live alone. You could get that for yourself. But each kit was designed purposely for a class of people. We equally have the baby kit, which is specially designed for, let's say, nursing mothers for the purpose of their children.
Okay.
So a nursing mother could have the baby kit and so have the normal 80 cedis or the 150 cedis kit, which is basically designed for homes. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So this is Madam for kindly get. So your number, suppose somebody wants to get a kit.
Okay, so we are on all social media handles. You could find us on Instagram, madamfo.gh, madamfo.gh, and on Facebook,
Spell the Madamfo.
MADAMF.
Okay.
So on Instagram as madamfo.gh, on Facebook as madamfo, on Gmail as madamfo safety, and you could contact us on, should I mention?
Yeah, mention
055 217 1159. Yeah.
Kindly give a call, buy a kit. The kits are very cheap.
Yeah, and I forgot to mention that they are eco-friendly. So we went on this journey of not using plastic and eliminating plastic. So our kits are made from wood and then fabrics.
Wow. Life is precious. You have to save your life. Kindly get one of these kits. You can even buy it as a gift for somebody.
Yeah.
For a loved one. You can do that. Yeah, kindly do that. So this is Two Madden's podcast. Today's discussion, we had 17 clinical items that you need in your homes in case of emergency. And my guest was Amanda Jibilo. So before you go, your closing remarks.
Okay, thank you. So I want to say thank you for having me on this podcast. It means a lot to me and to everybody out there. We know that first aid culture has been something that we haven't paid much attention to, and it's our aim that you join us on this journey of establishing an indefinite first aid culture.
Yeah,
where everybody will be conscious of having a first aid kit in their homes, offices, and wherever they find themselves.
Yeah. Please let's support first aid culture. So my name is Nene Chubosaku. This is Two Madden Podcast. Same time next week, another topic will be treated. Bye.